Hi everyone. Whoops. I always have trouble setting this up. I think I need a tripod. Um, what's up, Facebook? It's me. I'm back for another Colony Live pre-show, this time with no special guest, I'm afraid. I'm on the turn set, actually, right now. They're filming just over there. I'm still shadowing Jeremy, the director from last Colony pre-show. And oh my gosh, you're already asking questions. Hey, Sarah. William Silva says, Sarah. Marina says, hi, baby. So what I was going to do, because I realized I didn't get to most questions ever. So I dug up a couple from last week just so that you guys didn't feel like I was ignoring you just because we were talking with Jeremy. So this one I loved. William Demoli, I think. I'm sorry, I'm probably misspelling that. He wrote in and said, we met at Yokosuka, Japan on the Navy base. It was nice of you to come visit the military members stationed there. Those guys were amazing. And I want to thank everybody who welcomed me aboard my very first aircraft carrier. It's always an honor to get to visit with the men and women in the armed services, and it was a really extraordinary thing. So I wanted to give a shout out to William and everybody over there. If anybody's watching, thank you again for having me. Elizabeth Took wrote in and asked, when will Katie put her foot down with the private tutor? She's a strong head force of the family and sees the threat but hasn't stood up yet. I love that you asked that question the week that Katie threw her out of the bloody house. There's really interesting stuff going on with Lindsay. And I think Katie is trying to be as careful as possible. But she blows it and she loses her temper because she's desperate to protect her kids. And Lindsay is an incredibly dangerous force. As I put on my Instagram, I don't know if you guys saw it, but the young woman who plays Lindsay, Erin Way, who is a genius, is married in real life to a gentleman who guest stars in tonight's episode. And he did a really, really wonderful job. And it was adorable having them both on set together. They're really great people. You know, I don't know. I think we're lucky on Colony to have wonderful folks. I don't think they ever planned on writing as much interesting material for Lindsay as they did. But Erin showed up and she knocked it out of the park. And then it became, to my mind, one of the most interesting arcs we've got going. Okay, these are questions. Melody, how do you think Katie feels about Maddie joining the Greatest Day? I think she's terrified. I think... All right, we'll see if that helps. Apparently here in the Colony production office, the Wi-Fi signal is not amazing. Sorry guys, I'm not a genius at this stuff. But you guys were asking some interesting questions. Hopefully we'll get somewhere. Say hi to Brazil, Sarah. Hi, Brazil. Let's see. Christina Lynn Campbell says, hugs. Sabrina, hi, Brazil. Brazil, you guys are always in the house here. This is amazing. I gotta come visit. Say hello to Brazil. Sulen, again, I did. This will just be the Brazil podcast. Hello, Brazil. Hello, Brazil. All right, who is the most influential person in your life, Allison Brooke? Wow. That's one of those questions where if you asked me every day, it would change every day. I think right now my greatest teachers are my children. They are creative, passionate, intelligent, curious people who live entirely in the moment. And yeah, if I was more like them, I'd be a better person. Can you please give a shout out in, oh my goodness, I just missed that, I'm sorry. Was it difficult to record the scenes, where there are weapons? No, actually, I enjoy it. I've always thought that being able to shoot a gun is kind of like driving stick. It's an interesting skill to have if used intelligently and carefully. The weapon scenes, like a lot of the action scenes, you're so focused on what you're doing in that moment that there's not a lot of time to overthink your lines or your acting. Sorry. Everyone has messaged Everyone is messaging Robin asking why my feed isn't working. Because I'm in a production office with crap Wi-Fi. Sorry. How amazing does it feel to know that women are becoming bigger in the acting industry? You know, it's amazing. We've fought really hard for it. And I think in the course of my career, women have become, there have been better and better roles written for women. There are more women writing. We still have a long way to go to fill up writers' rooms with half as many women as there are men. I'm starting to see it in directing right now. You know, it's part of why I want to be a part of this wave of women directors coming up. We're getting there. We've got a long, long, long way to go, including eventually one day to the White House. But we're getting there, and that feels good. Can't wait for prison. Ralph is in the house. Hi, Ralph. Are you in like this actual house? Because that would really freak me out. So sorry, I don't read enough Spanish to see what that one is. 2 months to go for the new season of Prison Break. We love you from Argentina. Thank you, Argentina. We love you too. Best character in Prison Break is Teabag. Totally fair. Might not want to spend a lot of time alone with him by himself. Gosh, it's really hard to read this fast. I've got to get better at slowing this down. Which character do you like more, this or Prison Break? And what do you think of the new Ghost in the Shell movie? I didn't know that that movie existed. Who do you think is stronger, Sarah or Katie? You know, I think women articulate strength in a lot of different ways. And I think Sarah's strength is a quiet internal strength. I think Katie has more fire. I think Sarah's strength changes a lot in season 5 of Prison Break because she now has a kid to defend. And when it was just her and Michael, the stakes were really different. Te amo, te amo. Te amo también. You guys are saying such nice stuff. I really am super grateful. I want to tell you, it's been really interesting being on a new set too, because one of the things that I'm realizing, you know, I'm not here to do anything important on turn. I'm just here as film school and I'm learning. And every other set I've ever been on, I've been on as an actor. And it's really interesting. It's been a really interesting and moving experience to realize that film people just take you in. Everyone has been so generous with their time, from the prop department to the special effects department to the visual effects department. Jeremy, all of the actors have been tremendous. And there's some cool connections. You know, Owen Yeoman is on this show, and he and Amanda Righetti worked together for years on The Mentalist. And it's been really interesting in the last couple of weeks to spend time with a group of people who have absolutely no reason to be kind to me and to take time to teach me. And they all are. And it's a reminder that, like, I don't know, people can be there for each other. I guess I'm emotional and moved about this kind of a thing because I never expected to be so embraced, but it's been really beautiful. Caitlin says, I just started watching Colony and I love it as well as Prison Break. And TWD, thank you. Stacy, what is your favorite episode of Colony so far? I loved episode 106 last year, Yonk the Batafa, that took place kind of mostly in the Yonk because it played out like a play. You know, we had that crazy teaser, and then me and Josh and Peter and Tori started at the beginning and played it all the way through to the end. We filmed it in order. We filmed it in that one location, and I thought it was really beautiful. You know, a lot of those were just scenes of 2 or 3 people talking in a room. And that can be, I think it can just be really beautifully compelling to just all the special effects and stuff and all the stunts. It comes down to how much do you care about 2 people when they talk to each other. Adore Prison Break. I've worked with a bunch of PAs in the last few months. They did Prison Break. They've all told me you were one of the kindest actors. Oh, that's so cool. Well, big love to them too. They were amazing. Would you like to go back on The Walking Dead if you were given a chance? I can't imagine how that would happen. I don't want to be a walker. That sounds awful. Favorite episode of Colony 2 for the exact same reason. Oh, cool. That and 98 Seconds. Yeah, for sure. Charlie coming back made me cry when he walked through the door. Me too. Oh, there's so much I want to tell you about this season. I watched episodes 5, 6, 7, and 8 this week. There was a link that was shared with me. And so I've got to be careful because I now have stuff in my head that I'm not supposed to tell you guys. But I'm really, really, really excited. Tonight's episode, and not that we necessarily have any happy comedic episodes, but there are some really hard moments in tonight's episode. But I think what you also start to see is a coming together of elements that have been separated, which I guess is maybe kind of the theme for this season. We start with Charlie, and now we're trying to find Will and Katie getting back together. And this is an episode where Katie and Broussard have their first scene together in this season, except for 201 that was the flashback. So that's something interesting to look forward to. Thomas Carter directed it, and he did an absolutely beautiful job. Looking forward to Elena's Serenade, such an important film. Thank you so much. Is this the direction you were hoping for Katie to go in? Oh, that's really interesting. Yeah, I think it is. I mean, you know, this season is hard on Katie, and she, I think, is in quite a lot of pain. And so she's pushed down she's not following her instincts the way she was last year. Last year, she followed her instincts kind of straight into hell. And so this year, she's really trying to hold herself back. There are explosive moments like throwing Lindsay out of the house. But I think everything that Katie did last season, she did without her husband knowing. And that almost cost her her marriage. And so I think the question is this season, can the Katie that needs to be in the resistance evolve a marriage where that's going to be okay? And there are a few big bombs that are going to drop in the next couple of weeks that will really affect the way Will and Katie look at the resistance. All right, I'm going to answer like 2 more questions because I think the show is starting soon and I don't want to slow anybody down. Do you like working on Colony more or The Walking Dead? So entirely different. God, so different. You know, I think the thing that I'm really proud of with Colony, and I know I've said this, but I'll say it again, is that it's really current. It's about people standing up to tyranny, and it's about a population trying to survive a dictatorship. It's about people questioning whether or not they have the courage to act, whether or not resistance is ethical, when is violence ethical. Those are some really important questions, and I think to contribute even in a small way to that dialogue in people's hearts and minds right now is a tremendous honor. There's nothing I'd rather be doing than working on the show right now. And hopefully we get renewed for a 3rd season. Oh, I was also supposed to tell you, for mes amis en France, le 7 mars, March 7th, Colony is going to be on TF1. So for those of you in France who've been patiently waiting, wait no more. The show is coming to you. And because it's a show that was inspired by the French resistance during the Second World War, hopefully it'll have a special resonance with you guys. I can't wait to hear what you think. I want to thank you guys so much. It's been amazing. And in the last couple of weeks that we've been doing this, I've been hearing amazing things from people all over Argentina, Brazil, Chile. You guys always represent huge on this. And all over the world. I'm incredibly grateful to you for investing in Colony. There's a lot of television out there right now, and to choose to spend time with us exploring a story like this